Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What's up, Planeswalkers? Theric6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing some good old-fashioned Death Shadow, aka Shadow of Death. Now, initially I was going to play this version. It's just good old-fashioned aggro black, life loss, suicide black, whatever you want to call it. And then, you know, I was playing against some viewers on my stream, and played against a version with the Adanto Vanguard. I really like that. I really like the Dire Tactics as well. But you'll notice that's kind of all of the white that we have access to in the deck. That's the only thing we really care about. It's just because these cards really help us, right? Being able to go turn one Knight of Ebon Legion into a Adanto Vanguard, just hitting ourselves to get that Knight to grow very quickly is quite great. Adanto Vanguard being able to chunk us for Death of Shadow. All of it is just generally good stuff. Now, Dire Tactics is decent removal, but we do also have Murderous Rider. And then Emeria's Call is in here essentially just as a way to hurt ourselves. Note our lands. We have two lands that do not damage us in some way. We want to hurt ourselves, and we want to hurt ourselves fast. We want to hurt our opponent. We want to hurt our opponent fast. Therefore, we're playing a lot of these types of things. Now, I technically have a sideboard for this, but I'm not going to play with a sideboard. You may have noticed that I have not posted a video in the past 2 days, I think. That's because I've not been having fun on Arena. What WotC has been doing, or not doing, I should say, when it comes to Arena is just very disappointing. Very disheartening to deal with. I will keep this. We have one black, which is a potential problem. Bait 2. I don't know if it matters. We don't have a Adanto Vanguard in our opening hand, so we're just going to go ahead and play this out instead. If we had a Adanto Vanguard, then we'd play the Knight first. But this is fine. We're going to go ahead and smork on in. Put up a mono blue of some sort. This will be a 2/2. I think that's probably fine. Do I want to dome myself with Emeria's Call? Not just yet. Don't know what our opponent's playing. They have Ashiok, possibly Mill. It's possible we're going against Mill. No, we're not going against Mill. Looks like we're going against Tempo. Tempo, Flyers, Flash, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and smork on in. Alright, let's cast... I'm trying to figure out if I want to cast Scourge first. Yeah, I'll cast Scourge first. So they have another Lofty Denial that I want this to resolve. Flinch. Of course. Has Gutterbones. A lot of counter magic right here. It's fine. Next turn we smork in. I mean, that's just what you do with this deck. You hurt yourself and you smork. Me choose to go face, me don't need to trade. Sure. I don't care. Draw as many cards as you want. I plan on killing you. We are going to play this. We're going to smork on in. Play a Knight. And hold up a Murderous Rider. So it's a version of Tempo that I haven't seen in a while. I assume they have a counterspell, but this is the time at which they're the least likely to have a counterspell. So that's why I'm doing it now. I guess they could have dived down as well, but... Other instant spell was control phase 3. Alright. Crit Wonder. I get around, round, I get around, I get around. I guess first things first, I'm going to Smork. I guess maybe I should have played the Emeria's Call first. Okay. We play this untapped. Trying to figure out when we should Ifnir Deadlands. Yeah, I really don't know. But the Deadlands can allow us to kill the octopus. Yeah, screw it. I'll just try it now. One, two. Excuse me? It's a sorcery! God! Fucking damn it. I forgot these are sorcery speeds. I'm so stupid. I mean, they're dead on board. They have to do something. I'm so upset with myself, dude. I assume we're going to see a bounce thing. Brazen Borrower. Yep. I took unnecessary damage last turn. Double Brazen Borrower. Didn't expect that. I'm going to sack the Shefet Dunes. We essentially just have to kill them on this turn. Well, that doesn't bode very well. Fatal Push helps. I need them to not have another Brazen Borrower, I guess. I hate you so much. Do you have another unsummon? What? Why wouldn't you unsummon the knight? I'll take it. I made a mistake. So did they. Why? But why? We take those. It's strange, like, the mana base works pretty well. The white cards, for what it's worth, do only have like an 89-ish% chance of being able to play it on curve. But they're really kind of a... This is like a mono black deck. We'll sprinkle a white in there. Seems like a pretty good hand to me. Turn one. Turn two. Uh-oh. I can exile that, which I think I want to, honestly. One of the reasons that this deck will have issues is to claim the Firstborn. Because claiming the Firstborn got very nice to us. Sure. Let's Thoughtseize. Select a company, Mayhem Devil. Take Mayhem Devil. Let's see, I can lose 3 more, go to 10. This would be a 3-3. The next turn, so long as they don't get anything good, I can Fatal Push the cat. Play the Vanguard and attack in. I let the. I'm hoping this is predicated on my opponent attacking me with the Butcher. Witch's Oven makes this not possible. Due to power. Yeah. That is not what I was hoping for. I have to play this pretty carefully. So right now I'm trying to figure out, I can Fatal Push the Dreadhorde Butcher now. Probably kills my Gutterbones or something. Regardless, I can attack in. Yeah. And I can put myself to 1. Theoretically, it depends, of course, on what exactly my opponent does here. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I kind of needed them to play out the familiar so I could Fatal Push it. Unfortunately, my opponent seems to be good at this deck, which is unfortunate because I hate it. I've lost my mind. I'm very lucky that they whiffed here. I could definitely be playing this matchup wrong. But Junsack is like one of the strongest decks right now. It does a great job at stopping Death Shadow because of the Dreadful Busher makes me dead. Yeah, I'm just dead. Attack with both, yep. Yeah, I block. I take 2. They sack this, they get that back. Dead on board. I guess it's possible that the early use of my removal on the cat was incorrect, but you could see there, like, if they have a cat in an oven out, it's very difficult for this deck to get through, because we don't have trample on our Death Shadow or anything like that. I did toy with the idea of putting flings in the deck, but I think I would have to modify the deck somewhat in order to do more of a fling-centric build. I'd want things like the dinosaur, the 7/6. I would probably end up wanting more red cards as well. I'd want Butcher, for example. This hand's fine. Only one black source, but going first, we have a Dread Wanderer. Next turn, we can Dire Tactic something. We get a 3rd black source, we can start Demonic Embracing. I don't like that way that looks. Will they block this? I don't know. They didn't. Plan is to take something else out next turn. I'll damage myself by 4, I believe. 3, and then I can force myself to take an additional 4. Or additional 1. Chain Whirler. Didn't expect the Chain Whirler. I could Demonic Embrace here. Take 2, go to 15. Push this on here. Take them to 13. Yeah, they're unlikely to have great removal for that, so I think that's just what I'm going to do. Our life doesn't matter if their life is gone. Next turn I can hurt myself more. Dire Tactics. This would go up by 2. Why would you hurt myself? Why would you hurt me, dude? You've just signed your death certificate. They shouldn't hit me. They saw what I had out. They shouldn't hit me. I'm just saying. That is one of the good things if you're playing against a deck that doesn't have, like, it's an aggro deck, but one that doesn't have, like, very annoying blockers constantly. They can't steal your cards. So goblins, other things like maybe Merfolk, although Merfolk does have some annoying tap down shenanigans, right? You can definitely cheese wins out. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to keep in the Demonic Embrace. So, I mean, you can see here, right? I talked a little bit about this before, but we only have 2 lands that don't hurt us. If I don't, I mean, 2 lands that will never hurt us, right? We can choose most of the time to not have these hurt us, and then we can have these come untapped. Sure, whatever. But we have, 10 shock lands and 6 total desert lands. We can use the Shefet Dunes to make our whole squad bigger if we just have like a bunch of these 1-ofs, or these 1-drops that don't do necessarily much by themselves. And then Ifnir Deadlands obviously can help us get rid of some pesky things. We're also running these as lands, essentially. So we have, functionally, 22 lands. It's honestly possible that we can run 1 fewer. I would not want to go 2 fewer lands. I think 1 fewer is probably the sweet spot for the deck that I have here. But if you're making modifications to a deck like this, make sure like you know how you want to have it, right? I'm playing things like Demonic Embrace and Murderous Rider. A lot of decks aren't playing that, right? A lot of decks aren't playing these, so they don't they don't need as many lands. But yeah, both of these cards allow us to dome ourselves for 3, which can be very helpful in situations like we just saw with Scourge of Skyclaves. Like if my opponent didn't hit me, I would have been able to dome myself for 3 and essentially have the same thing happen. Not the exact same thing, because they wouldn't have been exactly dead, because they hit me with 2 creatures instead of 1. Well, what were they thinking? Emeria's Call, almost like never going to be used, but theoretically we can get to a point where we have 5 mana to just get another Death Shadow and a Scourge back, right? Things like that. So this can have some use if we do happen to somehow flood out. I'm going like backwards, I realize, but I think it works. Murderous Rider is great. It's removal that hurts us. It hits any a creature or planeswalker, which is why I like it a little bit more than Dire Tactics here. I have used this as a lifelink creature to not die, right? In many circumstances, right, you can leverage that life loss, like you saw there with Scourge of the Skyclaves. Hurt yourself a bunch, kill your opponent, right? Before the fact that your life total is low matters, right? You just dome your opponent. Sometimes that's not the case, and sometimes you need to regain some of that life back, and Murderous Rider does help you there. Demonic Embrace is sweet. I love this card for this deck. It makes your thing a demon. Who cares? This was already a demon, but it gives you evasion, which is very helpful on something like Death Shadow. It allows you to hurt yourself by letting you pay 3 life and discard. You have to discard a card, but maybe it's a late game and your opponent doesn't have any cards that are in their hand that you care about, so you can discard Thoughtseize or an extra land or whatever. So you can make your creatures a little bit bigger. And you just have a really swell card for you. 2 Dire Tactics to complement the Murderous Riders. These are easier to cast in certain ways and harder to cast in others. Murderous Rider still loses life. We don't have any humans in this deck. So you're always going to lose life, but in this deck, who cares? Scourge of the Skyclaves. Our life total is going to be low. We plan on having our opponent's life total low as well. We plan on having a Scourge be pretty large. 2 Scrapheap Scroungers. It's just an annoying card that can come back over and over again. You get your weenies dying from time to time, and sometimes these things can be brought back. Sometimes you just rather have the Scrapheap Scrounger. It can come back at instant speed, which is great. It can't block, but generally we don't care. We just want to hit our opponent in the face. Adanto Vanguard. We just want to hit our opponent in the face, and we can theoretically decimate our life total so that something like a Death Shadow or Scourge of the Skyclaves gets a little bit bigger. For Thoughtseize, it loses its life, sensing a pattern, and we get to yeet a card from our opponent's hand. Knight of the Ebon Legion, we hurt ourselves, and sometimes we hurt our opponents. This thing grows, and you can have your opponent mess up by not bouncing it, and then you have lethal on them. Gutterbones and Dread Wanderer are fundamentally the same. They both enter tapped, they both have ways to recur themselves, and they both are 2 mana 1-drops. 2 Fatal Push as just a little bit more of this the removal. What's nice is that Fatal Push is early game, so you can, if you have to, play this on 1 or play this in conjunction with one of your other 1-drops, maybe a 2-drop on turn 3. And then Death Shadow, the reason we're playing this deck. It big when you life small. That is about it. We technically have a sideboard here. This sideboard essentially was just like the mono black sideboard. I put Feed the Swarm in because I was like, hey, even if I'm playing white, right, Feed the Swarm is just a good on-color card that can help you deal with certain things while also losing you life. Who knows? But yeah, technically speaking, you can make a probably better sideboard than this. But I'm hoping that you have enjoyed the Shadow of Death. Really quick video because, hey, it's a quick deck to play. Tomorrow is Bolus. I believe I'll be doing Esper Bolus. Stay tuned. Feel free to send me nonsense in my P.O. box. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwind, Malik, and Balater, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them to support the show, you'll find links in the description below. Do, of course, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really, really helped me out. And until next time, all will be one.